Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Hello, welcome to the Hobby Corner. My name's Kev, and it's Friday. How are you all? I hope you're doing great. I hope you are having a wonderful day. It is the end of the traditional working week, and we are opening our arms to the weekend. As our forebearers did before us. So let's do it in style by hobbying and having a little chill out and a little chat and a little laugh and just getting some, chill going, because the world is a chaotic place and it doesn't matter where you live, what your political leanings are, what religion, race, creed, it don't bloody matter, because when it comes to the Hobby Corner, we are all here to chill and share our hobby love. So I'm not gonna waste too much time, and I am going to bring it over to the legend himself. He needs no other introduction. It's Mr. Methos. You're still muted.
What is up, beautiful people? It's from the channel Frost and Fist, and welcome to today's video.
Yeah! That's supposed to be my job, messing up the sound. Like pros, right?
That's right, that's right.
How are you doing?
Dude, I am awesome today. I was so stoked to come on and hang out with this awesome channel, the Hobby Corner, that I took a half day off today.
Ah,
I needed to be in this space.
yeah.
And, I had to represent too,
Looks so beautiful. If there's one thing that's more beautiful than a Mr. Methos sitting right there, it's a Mr. Methos with a Kevin on top of him.
Oh, yeah.
Spread all over you like thin butter.
I'm a little quiet. I guess I'm going to need to project a little more.
Yeah, hang on. I can just increase you a bit. Yeah, I told you we'll be spending the first 5 minutes of the show just getting the sound right. But we have to rely on the chat, because I can't do it on this end. It just doesn't work with all the filters and everything. It just doesn't like to do it right. And with Elston, I had to turn it right down before the sound equalized and everyone could hear both of us.
You were really quiet in the stream with Elston, right?
Yeah, but then once I turned him down, my sound went up, so it sort of balanced out. It was quite weird.
Weird.
Hang on. Right, so I've got you about halfway up now. So let's see what people say now.
Can you hear me now? Am I coming through clear? Are the adjustments working?
Ooh, let us know. And while we do that, let's have a look and see what spicy legends we have in the chat, shall we? So, starting from the top, we have Total Nova. Thank you very much for joining us. Void Captain Bazooka. We have the Hobby Corner there. We have Sarah sorry, my tongue's gone. Mulson Bull. I hope I said that right. Good evening and welcome. Big Mac Dan Skull, of course. The immersive world crafter, that is the other Kev. Essex Boys. We've got Gary Knox. We've got Frost and Fist in the chat as well. Awesome. Absolute beautiful legends. We've got Richard Smith as well. Who else we got here? Anyone else hiding in the background? Pretzel, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. That's a nice little roster there, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. And it looks like your adjustments to the sound spot on.
Yeah, that's it. We're sorted for the rest of the show. I might look a bit darker, but that's because I don't want to mess with the settings on this camera, because it's perfect for when I'm doing the little battle playthroughs, because it takes a lot of the glare out from the light reflecting off the mats. So it looks a bit dark on one side, but I've got this bright light here. I've got some light behind me. It should be all good. Hey, Pirate Cream Pickle is in the chat as well. Thank you very much for joining us. So, if you don't know already, This is the Hobby Corner. I know I've seen some new names and faces in the chat, so thank you so much for joining us here. I am part of the Chilling Wargamers network. So is Mr. Methos and his brother Freak. Sorry, I'm so excited. You'd think I'd had a stammer, wouldn't you? So Methos and Freak from the Frost and Fist, they are absolute legends who also are part of the network as well. And yeah, I mean, we first met actually before the Chilling network, didn't we?
Yeah,
we were posting in the IDICBeer group with Nick and all that, and yeah, man, those were the heady times of 2019.
yeah. And I was following your videos from that first dry brushing of that moon crater that you did, one of your earliest videos.
I didn't do a moon crater.
Okay, I'm not sure what it's called, but it's an Age of Sigmar piece. It's one of those spells that go on the board. Looks like a little moon with a big face on it.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. The purple sun.
Okay, it's a little sun, not a little.
I hadn't even painted that. I just glued it together. No, actually, no. That video was all about how to put it together because it was push fit. It was all pins and sockets, right? And everyone was having problems with it. There was massive gaps in it. Bits were sticking out here and there. And I was like, this shouldn't be an issue. So I had the kit, and I was like, okay, what can I do to put this together properly? And I just recorded myself doing it. You know, snipping the pegs at 45-degree angle. So it's kind of like a hypodermic needle. So when you put it into the socket, yes, I'm making that motion. Grow up, chat. It lets some of the air pass out because what I realized was the pegs and the sockets were so well fitted, it didn't let any air through. So you had a little airlock in there. It didn't matter how much more you pushed, that air isn't going to go anywhere. So you had to sort of allow some of it to come out so that you could get the peg into the socket fully.
Back then,
and then you get a flush fit.
Back then, those push-fit models were
quite new.
Yeah, so a lot of people didn't have little tips like that. So I'm sure it was a very timely tip.
It was a very timely tip, yeah. As my wife calls me, the timely tip. So yeah, no, and of course I've been watching your live streams with your brother since for years now. I'm more of a lurker than anything else, but then when I started getting into YouTube, I thought I'd step out my shell a bit more, and I started commenting more. And on the odd occasion, you'll find me not asleep, much to the chagrin of my wife, because she hates me being up late, because then I'm a zombie the next day. And then she's like, you got out with the kids. And I'm like, oh, I'm too tired. And, you know, no, you can't have a nap. I'm like, oh, the kids have a nap. Why can't I? But yeah, I always love it. And I love your the flow of the show, the setup as well. You have like a nice little warm up chat. Then, you know, you chat to everyone who's watching. And then you start showing off people's works and everything, you know, really getting the community involved. And I really like that. And actually, I did pinch that a little bit from you because I thought it was amazing. And for all the painting tutorials, whenever I'm painting a certain model, I try and get people to put in their versions of that model as well, because I think it's amazing to share that. And everyone enjoys seeing their work online, but it's great for inspiration as well. So
I agree. So
whose idea was that, by the way? Was it yours or your brother's? Like, come on, be honest.
You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I really can't remember.
Whoops.
I don't even know. We've been doing Art of the Week so long, I can't even tell you how it started. But yeah, just celebrating, you know, amazing things from the community has always been like our favorite part of what we do.
Yeah.
And that's why I really love seeing you do it when you do like your Conquest stuff. Like, this is what we covered in Conquest today, and this is what amazing people in the community have done with it. So I love seeing that.
It was my favorite bit of the videos, in all honesty, because it also inspired me. And that was, I thought, like, if this is going to inspire me, it's got to inspire other people. And you have to just ignore me with the rustling, because by moving my mic, I accidentally knocked over the kind of Relentless, and I've just got loads like spilling all over the keyboard and table.
Oh no.
So, oh no, Methos made me have a sticky mess. Oh dear.
Got a little too excited.
I got too excited, yeah, and I ended up in a sticky mess. Oh,
but
dear.
not too excited too early, because you're the timely tip.
Exactly. You know, I'm kind of like Gandalf in that respect, you know. I arrive precisely when I mean to. Right, there we go. I think I got the worst of it. I might have a sticky table afterwards, but as long as it's not on the laptop. Oh dear. Like the scary bit was that some of it was on the USB cable, like actually where it connects to the plug on the laptop, and that has like a USB hub with the mic and the camera in it. So if I ended up having to pull that out, half the stream was shut down. So there we go. That don't look great either. Just got a little pile of used tissues on the floor next to me. Back to the hobby, right? I promised myself this wouldn't be that kind of show, but I can't help it, man. I got so much love for you, brother.
Just make sure that you clean those up after the show before someone comes in and finds those.
Oh yeah, little hands.
I meant
paper mache day.
Oh no. Oh.
Oh. Are you alright, chat? How are you doing? Alright, let's see what everyone's saying in the chat, shall we?
Big Mac says, just the tip. Hot take, is that or is that not everyone's favorite game?
Exactly. Oh, wow. I mean, we're only 10 minutes in and I'm already tearing. Oh.
Oh man.
So let's see. So yeah, sound is perfect. Sexy Methos voice. Yeah, we love Methos. I mean, he always comes in saying, you know, hey beautiful people, and we're like, hey beautiful Methos.
Well, hello there.
You need a spotlight or something at the front of you. Oh no, it's literally, it's just, I got the light, but if I put it straight on me, then I look like a ghost, and I don't want to touch the color settings on the camera at the moment, because it's perfect for the battle reports that I've been starting. So
I need to get a diffuser or something from mine, because it's like, it looks like the sun just beaming on my forehead.
Stick a solar panel on that, mate. I would if I could. Hey, I'd stick solar panels on my hats if I could. You know, it's the only way I can tame my lockdown hair. It's absolutely wild at the moment. I'm not even kidding. There you go.
Floof. Hey, you pulled it off well, man.
All right.
You and Pickle are definitely making the lockdown.
It gets proper
hair
long at the back, you know. It's like almost a mullet. Scary.
Business up front and party in the back.
Am I right? Oh, all right. Okay. Okay, right, yeah, sorry. I'll just catch it up on that comment about it not being IKEA meatballs. You know, I've got an affinity with IKEA apparently.
You do one show.
I do one show. I do one show in the car park because I was running late. It's not my fault.
It's your channel identity from then on.
Exactly. It's ridiculous. It was busy because it was in between lockdowns, you know. People were like, heck, I want to spend my entirety of the second lockdown building flat pack. So there was queues, and you know, you had the social distancing and all that, making the queues longer, and they could only have so many people. And we thought, hey, You know, like when you go in IKEA, it's like a time warp. You walk in at like 12 p.m. and you walk out and it's nearly closing time.
I mean, it takes like a good chunk of time to get through the rat maze, even if you don't stop to look at stuff.
Right.
You know.
Right, and you can't cut through most of it. Only some of it. Like
Oh man, I was so pissed the last time we didn't show in IKEA because we had the little girls with us, and walking a lot of long distances on concrete is not exactly the easiest for little kids.
Yeah.
And so we were trying to take the shortcuts to get our way out. Somebody had gone through and mislabeled all the shortcut signs to make one big circle instead of actually leading to the exits. Which, I mean, it was a funny prank, but
that's brilliant. I mean, it's terrible if you got kids, but it's
Not only was it wearing on the kiddos, but my lovely, lovely wife Lily, she had worn, she had done, because had a few stops to go out. It was kind of a, before or after. I think after, because I think IKEA was the last thing on our list. We had done kind of like a little family day earlier in the day, so she did the extra makeup, she put on the good shoes.
Yeah.
And, the sexy shoes aren't necessarily meant for walking around a concrete rat maze. So,
exactly. Yeah.
so with every extra step we took, she was getting a little more pissed, and I feared a little more for my life each time. So
standards. Yep. Oh dear. And I can just imagine the old click clack of those shoes, and then like that click clack just getting louder and angrier, before it becomes stomps, and then all of a sudden there's no more click clack because you thought, screw this, I'm walking in socks for the rest of the way.
Sexy shoes are great. Sexy shoes are not for IKEA.
Exactly. They should have like little buggies that you could just ride along in for everyone, just make it more of an adventure. But it's such a clever marketing tactic because it gets you seeing everything. You can't escape it, and that's just in the showrooms. And then when you go downstairs into the warehouse bit to pick up the stuff you want, they're showing you everything again, and it's
You know what I don't understand about that tactic?
What?
I mean, a bedroom or living room set is thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Who impulse buys a bedroom or living room set? It'd be one thing like if the dollar store was set up that way or the pound shop was set up that way.
Yeah.
Because if they forced you to look at everything, you're in the mindset like, what the hell? It's just a quid. Let me toss it in my buggy. Right? When it's like, this is $700. This is $1,400. It's not like walking around the entire store is going to make you go, what the hell? Let's get a couch. Like,
yeah,
you go there, you go for that specific thing,
That is very true. But I mean, I think that it just might be our brains working differently to women's brains because they see, they don't just see the entirety of the room, they see the entirety of the possibilities, and they go, oh, that looks quite nice, and that looks quite nice, and then they want to pick the bits that they like. Before you know it, they got a whole list of stuff that they want to get from the warehouse downstairs, and you have to go no, while they're just getting steamed up next to you because you're not letting them have anything. But yeah, I mean, yeah, still, I've seen some of those furnitures, and I have been tempted just to go, ooh, actually, that would look really nice in my living room. That sofa looks quite nice, or that bed, I really could do with a new bed. That looks super comfy. And then you sit on it, and you're like, oh, and you just want to fall asleep straight away.
I really do appreciate my lovely Lily for the sacrifice of her feet for that trip, because the last time we went to IKEA, I got a whole hobby cabinet display to display my armies as I paint them up. So,
ooh, okay.
Which got them out of being packed up in boxes on the ground, in my hobby space, because my hobby space was just it's kind of like where the dining room would be.
Right.
Since we're a cultured family, and instead of actually eating in the dining space, we eat in front of the TV.
Of course, yeah, no, standard family practice.
usually our dinner is consumed to, like something like WWE, House Hunters International, you know, quite the cultured lot we are.
I love it. You're just watching wrestling while you're chowing down your dinner. It's great.
Yep.
Oh, Big Mac said he's unsubscribing because I went too far. I'm guessing about the IKEA comment. I don't know. Ravers Rook Miniatures, how you doing? Good to see ya. Different Gear TV. How are you doing? I'm not sure if I gave you a shout out, but I'll give you another one anyway if I did. I hope you're all well. We are having a nice little hobby chill chat with the infamous infamous Mr. Methos of the Frost and Fists. And if you want to show him some love, the link is in the description below, so make sure you give that a hit and give his channel a subscribe. It's well worth it. It's fantastic. And if you're fortunate enough to be in the same time zone, then you got some awesome content to watch every week. So yeah, it's one to do. Yeah, just make sure that's not too loud. There we go.
My brother Freak has been really ill for the last 3 weeks, but whenever he's finally better, we are looking to pick back up our Saturday UK friendly shows. So, or now that we actually have some subscribers in like Germany, Sweden, Spain, and South America, we like to call it the intercontinental live streams because we are this intercontinental champions.
Of course, yeah. Though to be honest, though, I mean, no offense to the American culture or anything, but you guys do have a tendency to call yourselves the world champions of stuff, even though you're the only ones competing. Okay.
Why do you think I just called us the Intercontinental Champions? That's my culture. I know who I am.
Oh, I love it. No, I'm fully behind that, mate. I'm fully behind you branding yourselves the Intercontinental Champions of the world. But yeah, no, as always, ladies and gentlemen at home, I've just lost the train of thought, sorry. It's been one of those days, man. It's I thought I was gonna have an alright day, and then like the little one chucked up everywhere, and I was like, and then like had to sort him out, and then the internet didn't want to work because apparently everything just went down for like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, however long it was, but like I couldn't use anything. It just wouldn't refresh, and then that set me behind on a lot of things. Now my brain's fried. I think I just spent all my excitement and energy in the first like 10 minutes because like I was so excited to have such a legend. I'm sorry, I'm gushing. I'm such a fanboy.
Gary's got a great idea for a show. He says Kev live streaming from a different hobby desk in IKEA in a different store each week. I'm sure TT4 would pick up, TTV4 would pick that show up.
ITV4. No one watches ITV4 though, so not much different to my own YouTube channel, I guess. But I don't think I could do that. I think we discussed this before. Like I couldn't just sit there and start live streaming from a random desk in IKEA, because someone would tap me on the shoulder and say, "Excuse me, can you?" Plus, you have to be on their Wi-Fi as well, like because you get no signal in there unless you're near the entrance or the exit.
You know what they say though? Controversy creates cash. So first you do the live stream, and then whenever IKEA finally asks you to leave, you cut that stream down to a YouTube, 4 or 5 minute YouTube video, and you title it something clickbaity like, "I can't believe what happened to me in an IKEA store."
Yeah.
And then
IKEA said I couldn't do this. Well, yeah, no, I could do that. Oh yeah, IKEA hate Wargamers. And I'll just hide the fact that I unloaded like, you know, 1 million paint pots and half a dozen miniatures and lights and everything everywhere. Made a right mess of their showroom.
And even if you didn't hide those parts, and the fact that, you know, people clicked on it, you know, that would be the point.
Yeah.
Then you could have a YouTube yacht like Pickle.
Yes. Yes, that would be nice actually. Sailing around the Isle of Fernando.
Then you guys could actually play what's that game he likes, Sea of Thieves? Y'all could be playing Sea of Thieves on your YouTube yachts.
Oh, that'd be sick. Just firebombing his yacht. Ah, excellent. Oh no, you know what? I'll just shoot pickles out the cannon at Pickle. You like pickles so much? Here you go. Pickle cannon. Yeah. Alright, what we got in the chat here? Yeah, stop minimizing a Wolf Brothers cultural identity. I'm not minimizing it. You cannot minimize the American cultural identity. It's everywhere. It's like the most successfully advertised culture in the world. So how can I compete with that? Us Brits, we just got bad, you know, good bad guys. That's it.
Ah, Big Mech says intercontinental chumps. That's it, Big Mech. When I get you in a cage.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get you in the cage. We're gonna rumble. I'm gonna stretch you out, and then I'm gonna roll you in the ball, and then I'm gonna throw you out that ring into a table, smack you with the chair, and then I'm gonna get that belt, and I'll whip you with the belt. Yeah. I haven't watched wrestling since the 90s, as you can tell, so I hope that was close enough.
I mean, even today, the most iconic voices you can do for wrestling are still the Hogan and Macho Man, and I don't think that will ever change. Like,
oh! I love that guy. It just goes around going, whoo!
woo!
Woo! And Hogan,
nature boy Ric Flair.
I mean, he was such a roid monster, and you know, he was the oiliest of them all as well. I
the
swear.
roid monster, Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You go woo! Everybody says bless you.
Ah dear. Yeah, everyone said bless you.
That's funny.
I love it. So, what have you been working on lately? I noticed you've had a few things on there. By the way, I think that was an old post that you reposted, but the Flying Dreadnought.
Oh, thank you so much, my brother. Big Mac Dance Skull gave it a shout out in one of his Twitch streams.
Okay.
And he asked me for the Instagram link to it, and I looked back through my Instagram, and I was like, I haven't put this up on Instagram yet, so you know, I reposted it from my Facebooks.
From my
thank you
Facebooks.
From my Facebooks.
From my Facebooks.
One of my favorite channels, and of course, one of my favorite channels is the Hobby Corner Kev. Not to take any attention away from the Hobby Corner, but one of my other favorite channels is the Pickle Jar, also a member of the Chili Network.
Yes.
They recently did a video about how not to keep starting new projects without finishing the current one.
Right.
My week has been a montage to the contrary.
All right.
So like I put a bit of work on this dreadnought here.
Yeah.
And did all the shading for it, and of course I blocked in.
Looks good. Looks
black
good.
metal.
Yeah.
I've just finished while we were chatting here my Corsaro Con for my white scars.
Ooh, yeah. That's nice.
Look at them buttery blends.
Buttery blends, that's it.
And you know, usually I'm quick to pull out the airbrush, but the cape I actually did the wet blending by hand, which was painstaking.
Oh, there you go. Pro level, that is.
I put some work on my war boss on bike because I love my orcs.
Yeah. And orcs complement the white scars very well because they both like to go faster.
Put the shading and the highlights down on my ninja white scar reavers.
Yeah. All right. I think we're getting really treated here.
Did 5 Tartaros white scar Ebon Keshig Terminators for Tartaros pattern, and did the lightning claw effects.
How long are those claws? That's
on the Tartaros ones, they're massive. That's why I really like the Tartaros pattern.
Yeah.
So I did 5 of those guys. I did 5 of the Ebon Keshig from
new
30k.
Yeah, the new Forge World stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't play 30k, so these I'm gonna slap a shield on them, and they're gonna be my Blade Guard veterans.
Nice, yeah.
And then I did 5 of these Wolf Guard. They're going to be Wolf Guard veterans with War Lightning Claws. Because I already have 1 pack of veterans with combis. I primed up 3 of these White Scar Ebon Keshig Assault Terminators.
Ooh, they're big.
Not Assault Terminators, Centurions, I mean.
Centurions, yeah. I was about to say, that's big for a Termi.
My friend said, hey, I have an idea. Because I have him assemble a lot of my stuff, Richard over at the Nerd Life. And he's like, I got some spare Primaris intercessors from this box that I bought. When I'm building up your Centurions, do you mind if I Primaris-size one? I want to see how they come out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do it, man. And so now they're massive because they got Primaris arms and legs on a Centurion torso.
Very nice.
So yeah, that's everything this week. And of course, Freak 3D printed me out a White Scars captain or lieutenant or whatever. That's going to be my Teeth of Terror version.
Yeah, that looks good.
It's a cool sculpt he printed me out. The crazy thing is it's massive. He's like, yeah, I want your guy to be beefy. This is my Primaris captain versus the White Scars.
So he definitely upped the scale, didn't he?
Yeah, definitely. It looks cool though, but
that looks
it's a great
sick.
gift. It's going to be definitely an imposing presence on the table. And then the last thing is I had a spare. I have 2 Lehman Russ models from 30k.
Right.
And so one of them I went ahead and made my Blade Guard captain.
Ooh.
And got a little power effect going on there.
Yeah.
He thick with 2 C's.
Is that it?
That's it.
Oh, I thought there was going to be more.
Instead of well, there's some things because I've had just a building and priming. I did take 10 orcs and prime them up, but I didn't get any further than priming them. So.
Oh, I'll forgive you. I'll forgive you.
So yeah, it's been instead of actually focusing, like aside from Corsaro, I've got Corsaro almost done. Yeah. But other than that, it's been one of those weeks where I spread a little damage everywhere instead of focus firing one thing down.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I'm doing right now in regards to catching up with the Mortal Realms stuff. I fell massively behind. It's like issue 56 or 57 in the shops right now. I'm already a month behind on the deliveries anyway because of a mess up in the beginning of the thing. But I'm only on like issue 19's painting guide. So I got like 30 odd issues to catch up on. So I'm just doing it by the issue rather than painting one model to the full extent. That way I can measure how much I'm doing. And some guides will take a couple of nights to do, and others will be just one night's work. Like this stuff, like I'm doing the this chappie. He's in 3 bits at the moment, but I can't remember his name. But yeah, like the other night I just sprayed it up, and then dunked it in some nylic oxide. And that was at the end of doing other bits. I was like touching up some of the graveyard stuff. So I did that, and then it was ready to go for tonight. So I can dry brush it, which is what I'm doing right now. And then pick
really
out some
so
of the
far.
details. But I mean, like, this paint scheme's so easy because it is literally just dunk it in nylic oxide, dry brush the heck out of it, and pick out metal. It's just simple as that, really. But it gets it all done quick. I still got all these other bits and pieces. I think it'd be easier if I just moved the camera around. That's my pile I'm working on at the moment. So I got Reikenor as well. That was a new addition. I need to sort of figure out how to paint that dude in bits.
That's going to be so awesome.
Yeah, and it's a bit fiddly to put together. For some reason, like the top bit here, oh, hang on the camera, the top bit up here with his head and neck, it's in too many pieces. And I got like a Knight of Zeros in there as well, which I think is the flying Stormcast with the lantern. Because I already painted the one with the bow and the eagle like a couple of years back. And I thought I'd paint that one as different because I've actually had that for ages. And the one that I got for the magazine is a spare one. So I might do a funky conversion with that. Who knows?
That'll be cool.
Yeah. But that's it really. I'm just painting ghosts. So it's all keeping it frosty, so to speak. So, choke. I can't even speak. My tongue fails me or my throat fails me. It's ridiculous.
Oh.
I'm not having tech issues tonight. I'm having Kev issues. So how is everyone in the chat? Let us know what you're working on at the moment. And yeah, if you got an Instagram, we can try and track those down as well.
I'm sure I missed Gary, but have a great night, Gary. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much for tuning in, mate. And we'll definitely see you soon. Why is Methos slapping himself in the face in slow-mo?
I don't even know what I've done. I don't know what it's about.
Was it that boring? Age of Sigmar. Forget it.
Actually, so one of the reasons why I'm focusing on so much in a widespread manner is because watching I've already enjoyed your painting AOS stuff streams, but seeing you actually get in some of the game has reinvigorated my desire to get in the game. And I've got about 1,100 points so far of Stormcast, and they're about a third painted, maybe a half.
Nice.
And I'm like, I want to crunch through what's been kind of on my desk for a while. And then I want to get through and paint up my Age of Sigmar stuff and allow myself to start on my Sisters of Battle Army. So
nice. Not bad.
These are pending projects I've had for a while.
Yeah.
In fact, this Corsaro here is a gift my lovely Lily bought for my birthday back in November. So just now getting around to wrapping it up.
Well, I'm just trying to blast through this Mortal Realms stuff because I don't want to have a situation like I did with Conquest, where I fell so far behind, and then there was that last minute scramble to get it done before Indomitus dropped.
10 days of live streaming.
Yeah. Which was exhausting, to be honest. I almost lost my voice at the end of it. And some of those nights were pretty chilly outside.
I really feel like that gave you a boost, though, because, I know I was watching the show before that, but I really feel like your numbers really started shooting up, and the activity in your live chat started shooting up when you did that 10-day live stream.
Yeah.
I feel like I met more people in the chat at that point, too.
It did give me a boost, which was great, because I was covering a lot. I didn't get to finish any of those models. But I got them all built. None of the Death Guard from issue 30 onwards.
They're just Death Guard.
Who cares? Yeah, I mean, I got a tank just sitting around that's not even built. Who cares? But yeah, I really need to go back, and I'm still umming and ahhing about whether or not I want to repaint the tank, because it's only got some of the metallics filled in, and it's spray blue, and that's it. So I'm really tempted to just
Is that your repulsor tank you're talking about?
The repulsor tank. I'm just tempted to spray it silver and paint it up as a Silver Templars one.
That's fair. Because it's a good looking model. It really is. I really like the repulsor, and it's a beast. If in casual play, obviously the tournament scene's going to have a different opinion, but in casual play, it's an absolute beast with like just chucking out tons and tons of shots. And so, in fact, I've left it out of my last couple of games because I felt like it was taking, my friends' models off the board a little too quickly.
It's just got so many guns on it, hasn't it? It's like they went, you know what we really need? We need an orc mech in our arsenal. Yeah, let's just get him on a design team. And it's like, more Dakar. And like, you sure? More Dakar. It's like, all right, we'll put 2 gun turrets on there. More Dakar. Rocket launchers? More Dakar.
Cole always does questionable things anyway. So he's got like this kind of hunchback tech adept in big robes.
Yeah.
And he's obviously just like a big brutish figure. It's got like some orc tech, like a big, antenna coming out of his head, but he's got like the big over the head cowl with the antenna coming out. And he's just like, Tech Priest 1190. What do you think of these design plans?
And is the only way he generates power is he's got a little wheel attached to his back with a grot in it, being chased by a little squig.
But because he's trying to pass his mechanicum, and it's like a closed backpack, and if you open up the backpack, instead of being any technology in there, it's the running squig. Like,
just this. It's a mini squig and a grot are just like getting chased. Like, ah.
What do you think of these design plans? 1165. More Daka.
More Daka. Just can't go wrong with more Daka.
Does your brain ever, like, you do so much painting or listening to videos, you ever get so invested in Warhammer your brain starts mixing it up with stuff that you feel like it really shouldn't? You're like, why did that pop in my head?
Are you talking about weird cosplays?
No, but now I'm thinking about some of the cosplays I have seen. Anyways, no, like I got up from I don't know, 2-hour painting session the other day, and I went to wash the dishes, and I'm sitting there washing the dishes, and kind of in an orky voice, I started singing to myself, chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiree. A git is as lucky can be. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiroo. No orc is as lucky as when wearing blue.
I love it.
And then I was like, why did that come to my head? It was just randomly on autopilot while washing dishes.
I do tend to sneak little references in when I'm talking to my kids, and they don't have an absolute clue about what I'm on about. But one day they will, and they would have been slightly indoctrinated in it. So, preparing them like subliminally. And it's gonna be a point where like they start school and they'll just go, like they'll be doing the register and it'll be like, Ragnar Porter, wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So what have we got here? We have Big Mech is working on a Lord Felthius. Immersive Warcraft says Mantic sent him a load of their sci-fi terrain. Nice, very lucky man. And he's cleaning up the plastics. Gunstar Hero, how you doing, buddy? Glad to see you. He's practicing some airbrushing on his Shadows of Brimstone before he commits to doing it on his Warhammer. Nice. That's the best way to do it, I guess. Boy, Captain Bazooka, he's making Thunder Warrior armor style parts. I've seen that on Instagram. Please go check that out. He's doing absolutely amazing, very intricate work with plasticard, and it's like so minuscule. And you think, how the hell does he get those rivets so itty bitty?
How does he see that kind of precision? Like, he's got phenomenal muscle control. Like,
it's ridiculous.
Get those tiny parts even lined up, or even see how he's placing it. That's so crazy.
It's ridiculous. So, trade secrets, I guess. Sarah is just finishing 4 Dracolines. Very nice. So I guess you picked up 2 issues then, didn't you? You cheeky lady. Kev's now thinking of weird cosplays, Dirty Boy. Not thinking of weird cosplays. Yeah, I mean, if I was going to get real dirty, yeah, nurgling. And there's none that's dirtier than the sassy one. Yeah, the sass nurgling with his little maggot hanging out. You know what I mean? Essex Boys, he's working on his scratch built Death Roller. Ooh.
Big fan of that scratch built Death Roller in the Battle Wagon. So cool.
No worries, buddy. Yeah, I mean, like, go check out Essex Boys Instagram as well. He's done some really cool stuff. I'm right in saying it was them who did the Blood Bowl stadium, right?
Yes.
It was, yeah. My God, was that amazing. Like,
freaking gorgeous.
Absolutely.
Freaking gorgeous.
I mean, like, that, like the signs that were up, the detailed little blood spatter and everything, the damage, the furniture, and then like the odd characters here and there just doing their thing.
Essex, my man, hit me up because I'd really like to discuss the possibility of a Orc Town for the Frost and Fists. That would be so cool.
Ooh, look at that. That'd be pretty cool.
Yes. In my opinion, and again, it's just my opinion, I would honestly rather play on a table of Clint's Orc Town kind of terrain than any of the GW Classic kits.
Fighting words. To be honest, just for the sheer uniqueness of it, I have to agree. Because you know that no one else is going to have the same. And some of the stuff is really inspired.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely amazing stuff. Oh, you just got the one issue, did you? Okay, all right. Well, there's no judgment either way. You know, if you wanted to get 2 issues, that was up to you. But yeah, it's
Order Dracolines. What are the Dracolines?
A Dracoline is like it's kind of like a cat-ish dragon sort of thing with no wings, and it's ridden by sorcerer warriors.
Are those the Stormcast cavalry guys?
They're the Stormcast chaps. I'll bring it up on the screen, and I'll Dracolines. Here we go. Right, let's see if I can. There you go. So yeah, sort of like part reptile, part cat, ridden by super warrior, like sorcerer dudes.
Oh yeah. I've seen those. I just didn't know
yeah, it's a bit blurry because
awesome.
it's not the autofocus camera. So there you Hang on, maybe I can zoom in a bit on how angry that one looks. It's going in for a hug.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, and it's one of the popular issues as well because the first one, because it comes in a box of 3 normally when you buy it from the shop, but in the issues you get the first issue has just the 1, and the second issue has the other 2. But the other 2, apart from weapon swaps, they're pretty much standard. It's the one that's on its own you can have as either a prime or a regular one. So there's some customizability there to make it more characterful.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's a popular one, as you can imagine.
And you still get that issue.
You might have to have it back ordered, but I'm sure it'll be it'll be in stock again at some point. Another popular one is actually one coming up. I think it's issue 57. It's going to be the Hex Raves. So the scary, ghosty dudes with the big scythes, but they're riding on ghost horses, and you can build them as Black Knights as well.
Is there anyone in a corner that I can bribe to grab one of those issues for me, or maybe a couple of those issues, and then bribe them to send it across the pond? That would be cool. Of course, for that price, I might as well get the box. But it's a cool idea.
It is a cool idea. To be honest, you'd probably end up costing you the same by the time you put shipping into account.
That's
just
fair.
to get it from a freelance gamer store.
Speaking of hobbying in a corner, solidarity, I made sure to hobby in a corner tonight. I mean, I hobby in this corner every night, but
That's it, man. Us corner hobbyists has to stick together, you know. Corner bros before corner hoes, you know what I'm saying? Alright, Meandering Shade, how you doing, buddy? Still pottering away on my commission for Tyrannosaur and stream lurking. Hope you're all good, man. Thank you for being here. Looking forward to seeing pictures of that stuff as well. And as always, you can always see a lot of these people in the chat with their amazing work will be up on the work in progress chat bit on the Chilling Wargamers Discord. So I've got all the links in the description down below. Hop over to the Facebook page and they'll have a link. It should be an updated link because I can never get an updated link, but there should be one, or you can request one to the Discord. Totally free, full of fantastic content creators and awesome people. And I'll tell you what, some of the stuff that you see on there is absolutely amazing, so definitely go check that out. What have we got here? My snotlings went to IKEA for some flat pack dugouts. Did it get squashed by him? The 2 set hasn't come out yet. There you go. So that's yet to come out.
something to look.
So have you got any projects on the horizon? Because I know you've been doing a lot of special guests on your show lately. You've really been ramping it up with these amazing interviews.
At some point in possibly the near future, I will. I'm looking forward to working with Adam Dodge,
Ooh.
recent guest on your show.
Yes.
That'll be very cool.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is a nice lad, despite all his bravado. Once you get past the ceaseless banter, he's actually a softie at heart. He's a good lad.
Despite the banter or because of the banter?
Oh, actually, that's quite a hard one to decide, isn't it?
Sometimes you like it spicy.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes I like to feel the burn.
Other than that, I can't wait to try and reschedule with Pickle. He was supposed to be on our stream a few weeks ago, but then the winter storm hit and we weren't able to stream that entire weekend,
Yeah.
and it was a mess. It was definitely a mess.
Well,
And then of
he had quite a hard week then anyway. Like he had a lot. He was a guest on quite a few things, and he was real
right,
busy anyway. So I think he kind of silently was thankful for the break. But I mean, yeah, that winter storm was a bit of crap, wasn't it?
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um, and then of course, not long after that, like 3 weeks ago, Freak fell incredibly ill. So, we definitely sidelined some projects we had on the horizon. And at some time in the near future, Freak and I were looking to get in a game, and we've been talking about doing more skits and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Because some of our viewers went back and took a look at our older skits, which I really need to clean up and put in a playlist of just our skits.
that would be great.
Um, but yeah, so that's been requested, and those are always a ton of fun to do.
Yeah,
It's not always easy to come up with an idea for a crazy skit or to find time to film a crazy skit, but when we do them, they're always a ton of fun.
I'm looking
And then,
forward to it.
and then sometime in the near future, I've got a game coming up
Ooh,
for 1,500 points, and I haven't played my Space Wolves at all in the new edition, so
right.
that'll be fun. And um, in 2019, so not too long before, the crazy events of 2020 happened, I finished up like 9 Thunderwolves because Thunderwolves are my favorite part in the Space Wolves army.
Yeah.
And so now I've got like a total of, including like the HQs on Thunderwolves, I've got like 12 of them or something like that. 13. I've got
Oof.
13 Thunderwolves. And I want to play a ridiculous list where I can use absolutely all of my Thunderwolves possible.
Right.
Um, and so I've got a game scheduled with my brother Atlas, who also recently fell ill with everything going on.
Yeah.
Um, and so we had to push back our game a few weeks. And he's got no symptoms. He seems to be feeling fine, but just for safety's sake, we called off the game.
Yeah.
But so I can't wait to get to that. So that we're going to do one match of that, and I don't know. Depending on what our time frame looks like, we might battle report that.
Ooh.
But that's going to be quite a bit of fun. It's a terrible list. I'm not going to lie to you. It's like something crazy, like 13 Thunderwolves, and including Logan Grimnar, which is already just a hella expensive unit. Like 13 Thunderwolves and a Leviathan Dreadnought.
Nice.
And I'm like, I really should have had some troops or something. And I think I've got to make it a patrol detachment. I think. No, I might have one set of troops. I think I have one set of troops, but I would have had more troops. But like, I was like, while I'm taking this ridiculous list that I never get to use because I just want to take Thunderwolves, I think I might have played my Leviathan 2 times since I painted it up in like 2016, 2017. So I'm like, you know what? This is getting put on the field just because I never get to play it because it's like 400 points. It's almost the same points as an Imperial Knight.
That's
So
crazy.
I'm like, I never get to play this thing. So is this going to be the best tactical choice? I really need bodies on the field, but you know what? YOLO. So
Exactly. Go for the narrative approach. Just have fun that way. That doesn't always have to be competitive. Could just be for a laugh.
And honestly, that is typically my play style. It's not like how can I overpower my buddies. It's what do I think will look cool on the field today.
Yeah. What will we have the most laugh out of? Because it's all about those stories that you can tell afterwards. I mean, I get it. If you want to be competitive and you're in the tournament scene, by all means, go full pelt. Try and outwit your opponent with your starting force, with your reinforcements, with the command abilities and everything. That is the whole point of match play. That is the best thing about competitiveness. It's because it gets people thinking in very inventive ways of outmaneuvering their opponent before they even got models on the table.
Yep.
But then you gotta just enjoy those narrative games as well, where you're just like, you know what, I just want to have fun. I got these models that I want to use. See how they do. Screw it. Let's just throw some stuff on the table,
Yes.
roll some dice, and just have a laugh, because we'll have this funny story to tell afterwards.
Exactly.
I mean, it was about 4 years back now, and Age of Sigmar was still very new, but they decided to release, as part of their advent calendar, like these little sort of narrative scenarios that you could collect, and you essentially you built up a war band, and every game you either got more or you just didn't get more, and your force could get bigger and bigger, and then you just rolled randomly what could happen to your characters and stuff like that. It was quite nice. And I had this one game, right? It's absolutely ridiculous. I was playing undead models. I had some skeleton warriors, 5 black knights, and I had some other bits and pieces which were proxying as undead minis. And my mate, he had a small chaos warband, you know, like he was using my minis because I had all the stuff and he'd just come over and play. And it was you had these 4 objectives on the table, and essentially the game ended when one opponent held the most objectives by the end of their turn. You only gone and you only gone and won it on turn 1.
Wow.
Because I went to move my troops in a sneaky way, and I thought, okay, I'll have all my stuff on this one objective, I'll move my stuff on the other objective, but I tried to make the stuff run so that it would get there. They only rolled a 1 on their run roll, which meant they only went 7 inches, didn't get anywhere near the objective, and all he had to do was just run 1 unit of troops across the board to me, and that was it.
Wow.
He won because he caught that objective that I was nowhere near. Like, there was no combat, no nothing. We were just like, is that the end? That can't be right. We checked the rules over and over. He's like, no, yeah, that's it. You won. It was like, okay, back to the drawing board.
We've had a few games like that in some of the random cards, or like in 8th edition, you know, those missions you would get in the deck.
Yeah.
You shuffle them up and whatnot. We've had a few of those where, like, I was playing, it was like my first game, or one of my first games with my admech, and my friend was playing Methos, and the mission we had drawn was you put all 6 tokens on the field, and every turn that you're on an objective, you roll, and on a 6, the other objectives are all decoys, and that's the one objective you have to hold for the rest of the game.
Right.
And first turn, the unit I was already sitting on, or the objective I was already sitting on with, like, my castle of my admech, I rolled a 6 right away.
Oh.
And so the objective was just sitting there in in my deployment zone, and the rest of the game was my friend trying to push his Space Marines into an admech gun line where I was sitting on top of the objective.
Ooh. That must have sucked for him.
Yeah, it's just like, he was like, wow, you won on the first roll of the game.
Yeah, that's it. It was like, how much can I beat my head against this wall before I get anywhere, I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, at the end of the day, though, it's still a fun story to recall, because, you know, it's such a fluke thing, but it's still in the realm of possibility, you know.
Yeah, and you know, he was a really good sport about it, because I said, hey man, that seems like a really unfair rule, and we literally just set the table up. Do you want to just start over again? He's like, nah, let's play it out.
Yeah. Well, I suppose like if he ended up winning, then like he would have an even more bragging rights because
Oh hell yeah!
you were sitting on the objective with fortifications, and he's like battling through that through a gun line, and you know, so yeah, that's oh yeah, I like those against the odds games. You know, they make it more interesting. It's like, oh, okay, right, I'm screwed if I play it safe. So let's do it. Balls to the wall.
Balls to the wall.
That's it. Yeah. Hey Adam Dodge, how you doing, mate? Glad you could join us. Um,
We were just talking about you.
yeah, we were just talking about you behind your back. Yeah. No, hope you're well. What you up to tonight? Are you just chilling out, or are you working on something?
We were
and
saying
for any
only good things about you, like,
the only
huh? What?
But anyway, if you haven't already and you don't know already, I did do an interview with Mr. Dodge at the beginning of the year, covering his Kickstarter that he had last year for the physical models of his Sons of Odin and his Wolfen style minis. So essentially Vikings versus werewolves. They're absolutely amazing stuff. He has an STL Kickstarter launching on Monday, so make sure you go check that out, where you'll be able to get yourself some awesome minis, or files of minis that you can print off for yourself or get a friend to print, and yeah, an absolute bargain as well. So yeah, can't miss out on that.
And if you didn't know about that show, then what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button down below and the little bell button so that way you always know when a banging Friday night show like the Hobby Corner is coming live.
Thank you very much. And if you haven't already, smash that like button. Smash it hard so more people can watch the beautiful Methos chill out on my channel.
Oh, does that mean I'm going to be a reoccurring guest?
If you want, you know what, that'd be something, wouldn't it? That would be, it'd be more than something. It would be an absolute privilege. Right, I'm just popping on some music quietly in the background because what are we gonna do? Oh, let's do something different. Yeah, I've just randomly clicked on alternative hip hop.
Oh no.
Hey, it's alternative, right? Normally we have rock, metal, occasionally some fancy afternoon jazz, or some mumba. But mumba? Was it mumbo?
Mambo number 5.
Mumbo, that was it. So yeah, let's try this. This one's called Bojack, and in brackets, clean version. All right.
Clean version, safe for streaming.
Yeah, but the thing is the proper version comes straight after. All right. So what we've got here? We all need skits. Oh, we all. Hang on. He was replying to Big Mac. When you do a skit, people always want more, but they don't realise those things don't grow on trees.
True that. They're always fun to do, but they definitely take a lot of work to put together.
They do indeed.
Fun work, but
yeah, it's knitting it all together as well. That takes a while.
Oh yeah.
Essex boys say I play exactly the same way. It's all about the rule of cool. I also lose more than I win, a lot more. At least you have fun doing it. Boy Captain says not a great plan, and then Essex Boys replies to Big Mac. We all know your skits do indeed grow on trees. You do them so well. Ooh, ooh, we got some romance going on in the chat there. Lovely. Mr. George, of course, joined us, and he said he's a casual player against Sarah, who's ultra competitive and always cheating. Yeah, I can believe that. And then Mr. Wellcrafter Kev, he says he's having a chill evening hobbying after a bit of a mad hour or two for a mate's 40th over Zoom call with lots of others. Silly games. Nice. And then Adam is currently watching in bed, weekend prepping for the Kickstarter. So, nice. he's got us on his little screen, in bed, probably shirtless. A bit of tweaking. Oh, that's a point. Karen Commissar isn't here. How come he? Oh, is he doing the D&D game? Is that still on? I think one of the D&D groups are on tonight. Otherwise, he'd be tweaking in the bath. That seems to be his thing.
It's safer than twerking in the bath.
Exactly. People get hurt twerking. Because IKEA chat at the beginning. Oh yeah, we did that. There's a lot of love for you. There's a lot of love for you, Methos. Trip hop is my jam. All 4 Dracolines done.
Congrats. Congrats.
No. Well, we'll be looking forward to seeing the pictures of that. So, as always, if you're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, I have a link in the description down below. It has all of my social media stuff on it. It's Linktree. It's a fancy newish thing that all the good popular content creators use now, where you could just stash all of your links onto one thing and it's all there. So go check it out. And of course, if you're not already subscribed, don't forget to subscribe to the Frost and Fists. Link is in the description down below.
Thank you, my brother.
And don't forget, of course, you don't just click subscribe. You got to click that little bell icon, select all, because if it's on personalized, you might miss some of the fantastic content that they release. So make sure you don't miss a damn thing. But yeah, I like watching your show sometimes in the morning when I'm having a coffee and a slice of toast, and the wife is having a lie-in, and I'm downstairs with the boys, and like I get all the breakfast stuff ready while I'm got you on in the background, because of course it's a lot of the time I can't be up at 2:30 in the morning.
Of course, you actually make it to more of the at least like the first 30 minutes of the live show, more of those shows than I would actually have thought, because you're up pretty late.
Yeah, but those are usually the nights that I get in trouble. So
I mean, you absolutely don't make those shows.
Don't worry, I don't think she's watching at the moment. So, my wife is actually she's it's sort of in the beginning phases of her own business venture. She's doing like different like shapes and molds of crayons. So like she'll melt down crayons and then pour it into a new mold. It's like skulls, bats, that sort of alternative stuff. And she's also doing wax melts as well. So like those little fragrant-y stuff that you put on top of the little flame and it melts down and makes the house smell nice. Yeah. So she's doing all of that, and she's also been working on some worksheets for kids to do as well. Like colouring in your basics, numbers and stuff, but all with the same themes running through it. So it's been quite mad for her, and she's been doing the damn hardest to try and get all legit. You have no idea how much like paperwork you have to fill out just to be able to melt some crayons and set it on.
That's crazy.
It's
similarly, Lily just got into candle making, so she's got like one of those like Brambleberry style box sets to learn to do it at home.
Yeah. Oh, so you know what it's like then to have wax like all over the kitchen and the house stinking of it all.
So when we moved in here, she was generous enough to give me the basically the dining room area, since we don't use a dining room, for kind of like my hobby corner here.
Yeah.
And so when she started the candle stuff, we got her a a plastic top to be wax resistant, a plastic topped
Ah.
table to go on just the other side of my hobby desk here, so we can kind of be hobbying in the same workspace without
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
our
yeah.
own thing, but doing our own thing together. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. We did
So
a similar thing.
so we don't there's no wax like all over because she's got like a designated space for it.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, because she uses the oven to melt the stuff, and she's got like these little bread tins. So she just piles in loads of crowns in it, melts it, then pours it into these molds. But it's all got to be done in the kitchen because that's where the thing is. But for everything else, we got like a fold out dining table. So I'll be at one end doing my stuff, like painting or whatever, and she'll be at the other end doing her stuff. And that way we get to spend an evening together, but we still get the stuff that we want done as well. I think it's quite nice because otherwise we'd just be sitting in front of the TV.
Right,
You know,
right.
so we do get conversation going now and then, and if she needs help, I'm there to sort of give her some advice. And
then
this
on
is
a
quite
relationship side, I feel like that's smart because then the each of you don't feel like the other one's hobby takes away from the time with each other, right? And so
nice. Yeah,
like I could be sat in my hobby area by myself painting and be by myself, which might lead to my partner feeling, like I'm just, ignoring them. But if I'm in the living room where she is, or if we're both in here where her candle table is, it can be somewhat inclusive. Sometimes when we're watching wrestling in the evening, I'll bring my paints in there too, and then I'll just kind of paint during commercials. So
yeah,
it still kind of gives us that like we're together, but I'm getting something done.
yeah. It's I think it's the nicest way to spend time. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having an evening now and then where you're solely focusing on each other, and there's nothing wrong with having evenings where you need your own space. But in just making sure that neither person feels ignored or neglected. It's good that you have the space to do your own things within that same space. 'Cause then
As the old
you
saying
still,
goes.
yeah.
Oh, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was just gonna say, like, it just that way you have a feeling of inclusiveness.
Exactly. As the old saying goes, if mama ain't happy, nobody happy.
That's that's beyond true. It's ridiculous. Right, what have we got in here? So different gear TV says off topic. Off topic. There we go. Got my words again. Off topic. But can either of you recommend the chairs you use? Mine is about to break and go arse over. Need to get a good replacement. Dude, I'm on a fold out table with fold out chairs. Like, if you watch my earlier videos, I did have a massive desk chair. It was a Jeep one. It was like old battered one, but like my boss from a job years ago was chucking it out, and I was like, oh, I love that, because it was still kind of okay, but I don't have any room for it, so I've ended up having to chuck it, because it did take up a lot of space. It was really sort of broad, so like it was big. It was like at least 1.5 times the size of a regular desk chair. But yeah, like I don't know. It depends what you want out of a chair, innit? What do you think, Methos?
I agree. I myself, I've got kind of a nice office chair, but like honestly, I just got lucky and stumbled across it at a pound shop. A charity shop for $20.
I was gonna say that for £1. Bargain.
So, it was definitely a steal. It's definitely worth more than that for sure, and it's comfy. It lets me hobby for long sessions without really feeling it. My wife recently got a really ace gaming chair for hers for I think it was like 150-ish. So probably like just over 100 pounds on your side
That'd
from
be about
Amazon.
130-ish these days.
Yeah, so they've got some really good ones on Amazon. They're really ergonomic.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's so many different companies out there, but they all offer quite a similar thing, don't they? Just slight tweaks to the design. I get bombarded by adverts from different companies trying to sell these gaming chairs, and I'm just like, I ain't got the space all the time. I mean, so hopefully soon I might have the space, because previously we had the boys in one room and us in another. Then we moved them into the bigger bedroom, and we had the box room. But they kept coming in to sleep in our room anyway, because they're only 2 and 3. So about a week and a bit ago, we bundled everything back into the big room. We got a cabin bed for the boys to share. So it's kind of like a bunk bed, but without the bottom bunk. So you still got the space underneath that you could put shelving or drawers or whatever. And that way, like, if they do end up going to sleep in our bed, we can easily just pop them into that other bed. It's right there. And it's freed up the box room. So now my wife's got space for all of her wax melting stuff and all her crayon stuff, because it takes up a lot of space. And I've got a little bit of space that I can use, but I need to get a desk. And I need to get a desk chair before I can utilize it. Otherwise, I'll be sitting on the floor. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that comment about Babe Station, right?
Yeah. Oh, gotta love Adam Dodge.
Yeah. So Sarah's on Facebook. Yeah, I've seen you about. I've seen you in the groups. So go check out Sarah if you're on there too.
What groups is Sarah in? I'd love to see those.
In the Mortal Realms group, definitely.
Okay.
Run by Fauxhammer. So it's a really friendly group, and you don't have to be following the magazines to be in the group. And they updated their Conquest group to be the Conquest and Imperium group. So again, people post stuff in there that's not Conquest strict, but it's such a nice group. It's like the 40k group, but nice.
But nice, yeah.
But nice, yeah. So yeah, Kev catches your show immediately after his nightly Babe Station binge. I ain't got the energy for Babe Station, mate. Like they just tease you for too long. It's no good. Are you streaming later?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Do you have any guests?
I'll have my my brother Wolflord Meeks, who's a sometimes guest on my show. He'll be joining me tonight.
Sweet.
So we'll be doing another chill hobby and hangout later tonight. So hopefully between me finishing up Corsaro during your stream and then whatever I get done later, this will be a hobby productive day.
That sounds awesome. So yeah, everyone go check that out if you're up later. Or if it's just your evening later, or even your afternoon later. Babe Station and Fists.
I love that, Adam.
Okay. Hey, Modeling for Advantage, how you doing, buddy? Glad you could be here.
He says you get all-star guests on this show.
I know. And I have to pay so much in exposures. It's unbelievable. Like, I end up having to borrow exposures just so I could get absolute legends like Methos on the show.
Honestly, immediately after this show, I'll be taking those exposures straight to the bank.
Straight to the bank. That's right. Cash it in. That's me flicking all the subscribers.
And we got the Queen of Crump in the chat, Roxy the Riveter.
Roxy the Riveter, how you doing? Glad you could join us. Another one from across the pond, and as the name suggests, she does like doing orc stuff, very orky stuff. So yeah, let us know what you're working on tonight, and yeah, well, there's so much talk about Babe Station going on.
You know, I feel like I need to Google that, but I also, just from context, I feel like I need to incognito mode before I Google that.
It's just literally women on TV going. But you won't be talking to them. You'll probably be talking to some like granny, like in a sweats at home or something, for a premium price. I just read that word from the tattoo on Kev's inner thigh. Oh,
that's what cracked me up earlier.
Yeah, no, I just saw it. Spicy.
Roxy can do more than orcs. She's been. I've seen some really cracking space wolves from her.
Yes. No, I mean I have seen other things as well, but
that girl's got range.
She's got range. Oh yeah. So yeah, thank you for popping by. What's Big Mac doing? Watching Babe Station and trying to get your rocks off is like listening to Kian and trying to rock out. Who's Kian? Or Keen? Oh, Keen. As in the indie rock group from years ago who aren't around anymore? Or?
Sure. Yeah.
Probably. I don't know. In which case it was like very acoustic, like ding 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 ding. You couldn't rock out on that. Different kid. Okay, so moving on. So I've lost my trail of thought now.
I see your show also goes off the rails.
I know. Yeah, frequently. It's it's what people tune in for. They do try to see how badly they can derail the show.
Can we break Kev tonight?
I don't know if you can. Also post quality memes and smut. You do indeed a lot of smut. Actually, I thought I was in trouble one time when I laughed at one such post. And I got a message all of a sudden from Roxy going, "What, you don't think it's true?" I was like, okay. Good choice.
That, by the way, that impression I'm sure was spot on. Spot on.
Oh dear.
That's hilarious.
So for anyone who's just popped in, currently Methos is painting half a catalogue of White Scars minis and an orc biker, and I'm painting ghosties. Yay! So we're nailing it hobby wise. Replace key with Coldplay and the same applies.
Okay, see, that's a reference I get.
Yes, everyone knows who Coldplay is. So yeah, oh man, I just really want to get these ghosts done. I really want to get because I promised Mr. Pickle, like, because we got talking a little while ago, and I was like, you know what, it'd be really cool to sort of visit memory lane and go back to those old Lord of the Rings minis that sort of really got us more invested in the hobby. It's back when I was a teenager, a wee lad. They did a part works, but it was like every 2 weeks rather than weekly, and you had some Lord of the Rings minis, which was awesome. And but most of it just ended up sitting in a box, not getting painted. And with all the new minis that they're sort of slowly rolling out, they're sort of revisiting some of the popular ones, but with new sculpts and stuff, like Treebeard. They just done an update one of him, and Aomer from the Rohirrim. They've done an update one of him, and I just thought, you know what? I got a small fortune worth of pewter Lord of the Rings minis upstairs. I want to get through it. And Pickle was exactly the same. He was like, yeah, why don't we do a sort of collab together? But he's been damn busy. I've been actually surprisingly busy. Yeah, I just promised myself, look, if I'm gonna dig stuff out and start a new thing, I need to at least get halfway through something else. But right now I'm not even near halfway through. Like I said, I'm like 30 odd issues behind. It's crazy. So and that's not even including the premium boxes as well. I've got 3 premium boxes: the Flesh Eater Courts, the Iron Jaws, and the Sylvaneth. So now, angry trees, angry greenskins, angry cannibals.
Now I know with your Conquest premium boxes, that was pretty much worth it because you ended up starting an army of Silver Templars, right?
It wasn't one of the premium boxes. It was like one of those added extras that they automatically enroll you for and charge you for. Okay. But it was actually a steal because you had this little book with a bit of lore, massive paint guide in it. You got all the paints that you needed that you didn't have included in the Conquest series to paint them up, and then you got 5 intercessors on the sprue, like the full sprues with all the options, and the lieutenant model that was only at the time available in a campaign box that wasn't available anymore. I mean, it got released on its own like a month later, but it was a bargain because it was like 30 quid or £35 for like, I think it was like 80 quid's worth of stuff if you totaled up the paints as well.
Early access to a model's pretty cool too.
Yeah, it was good. And then I think it was like a few months later, there was a glitch in the system, and someone found out when they went to buy one as an extra that they were going like extra cheap. They were going for like £15. Someone messed up half the price, so everyone was on the phone ordering extras of those. Yeah, but the what really made it valuable was the transfer sheet. Can't get it anywhere else except in that box.
Really?
Yeah, and like, even, I mean, if you go to Games Workshop and buy a transfer sheet, they go from anything from 10 to 20 quid. So this was like, yeah, and everyone was hyped about doing Silver Templars, but all the paint guides were for Ultramarines. So when that came out, everyone was like, yeah, I want to do Silver Templars now. And I got bit by that bug as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Roxy says Methos looks so angry when he paints. That's just my focus face, guys.
It's just focus face. Yeah. Sometimes my tongue sneaks out when I'm painting something like a bit tricky, like, you know, a little detail, something. I'll be like,
yeah, that's when I stop, zoom in, slow motion the camera. I mean, excuse myself to the restroom. You know, the usual stuff.
The usual stuff, exactly. Non-stop wargaming, that's right. So, what have they been doing lately? What have you thought about the new Warhammer Quest stuff? I mean, like, I know the fantasy stuff isn't really your forte; it's more 40k. But in terms of the concept of it, what do you think?
The quest, as in the, and this is gonna be probably where I show that I'm really in tune with stuff. You mean the
Uh,
Curse City stuff?
the Cursed City, yeah,
Oh, okay. So I freaking love it aesthetically, a lot because I love those gritty kind of atmospheres like Call of Cthulhu, Bloodborne, Dark Souls. I love the atmosphere, specifically Bloodborne the most, as I think one of my favorite games aesthetically ever. And to me, Curse City feels like tabletop Bloodborne,
right.
or as most of my favorite streamers say, tabletop Bloodborne. Uh,
Bloodborne.
so I'm really I'm excited for the models. Will I play the game? Probably not, because it is rather pricey,
Hmm.
and most of my hobby funds are tied up in a multitude more armies than I can play for Warhammer.
Yeah.
I have too many armies, unfortunately. Um, but it's just a big, and I'm one of those people that make it easier to justify my hobby costs, getting it bit by bit, small purchases at a time instead of one massive purchase, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so just the cost of the set is kind of a, it's keeping me from getting into it. And so what I'll probably do is just wait to score singles of the figures on eBay, which will probably be more in the long run, but small purchases at a time.
Yeah.
Where I'll just get, like my favorite one is the Witch Hunter, who it looks straight up like one of the hunters from Bloodborne, and I want
Right.
one of those for sure. And I'll probably snipe a couple more, like the big brutish looking vampire that's got like a wolf head on his pelt. I'm
Yeah.
like, that looks awesome. So I want the minis, but I don't know if I'm willing to invest enough for the full set.
I think one of the minis really reminded me of a character from Game of Thrones, Brienne of Tarth, I think it is. And it was that female Templar, like the short bob hair, the big ass sword, chunk armor, and I was like, there's definitely a Game of Thrones fan behind that design. Um,
Yeah, absolutely.
and yeah, no, I like it. It's because I've collected all of the Warhammer Quest boxes. Oops. No, I never got round to getting the Blackstone Fortress expansions because they were quite pricey, to be honest.
Hmm.
And I think one of them was going for like 80 quid, and I don't know how much extra that was really adding to the game. But I never got to crack it out and build anything or paint any of it anyway because I was so busy with Conquest, and then Mortal Realms came along.
That was
So
the
that's really
Amble expansion, right? The really expensive one. I think I remember seeing some unboxings of that.
there was the Amble one, and then you had the big droid ones as well, which I think was like the conclusion to the thing. But you also had another one where you had like a whole box of new Chaos Marines in there and Chaos Cultists, I think.
I know you said Chaos Cultists, but for some reason I heard Kev's Cultists.
Kev's Cultists.
People who worship the Kev.
Oh my goodness, there's too many of us to worship. The power will be diluted far too much.
Adam says Methos also looks angry like that when he blows me a kiss. He knows it excites me. So I just gave a couple angry blow kisses to the camera just now.
Yeah. Oh, people have been saying it's Roxy in a mini form. That Templar.
Yeah,
Yeah, I hear that. I can see that.
I'm here for that.
Yeah. Do some funky hair color. Stick some glasses on. Job done. Angry hunter killer Roxy the Riveter in the Cursed City, ready to stab some vamps. Yes, plural.
Lots of Kev cultists. The almighty Kev.
I'll let you be the chief whip, Adam. And you can be a Kev cultist. All you gotta do is sign up right here on the dotted line, sign over all of your wealth and belongings, and pledge allegiance to the Kev.
You know how a lot of streamers have like little pet names for their viewership.
Yeah,
that's got to be it. It's got to be a Kev cult. Become a Kev cultist today by hitting the subscribe button and hitting that notification bell.
A corner cultist. Can you imagine a Kev cultist? I don't think I could get away with that, actually. There's got to be some law out there where you can't like recruit cultists. Yeah, I know you're 5'11". Yeah, you're quite tall. You're blonde as well. Yeah, but I swear I've seen a picture of you with coloured hair somewhere. Pretty sure. I'm not making it up. I'm pretty sure I've seen it somewhere. Here's my memory. I don't know. Maybe it's just Alzheimer's kicking in early. Who knows?
I like to say that I have CRS, and it's a very serious medical condition.
CRS.
CRS. I can't remember shit.
Yeah.
Very, very serious medical condition.
You know what? That was my favourite moment of the night, just hearing you say a curse word. I don't think we hear it enough.
You know, I don't swear very often, mostly because, you know, we have kiddos, and very early on, Lily was very insistent that I reduce my amount of swearing and ban certain words. And so I got smacked a lot because I was very slow to learn.
Yep.
I'm kidding. She doesn't beat me. She doesn't beat me. She
I hate you so much.
Love you.
Oh, she's sitting opposite you. Hello, Miss Methos.
She does not beat me. And so then I eventually, and I was an avid Halo player at the time, so it was very difficult. And so then I started the use of aggressive letters, and
all right.
And I've just kind of been in limbo ever since. I've mostly cleaned up my language now, except for whenever I start to lose my temper, and then I get in trouble. Then we go into like this weird cycle of conflict where the angrier I get, and not necessarily at her, it's just I could be angry. You know, we actually don't argue very often, but so I could be angry about something else, and maybe a few swears slip out. But then she'll get after me about my language.
Yeah.
But I'm already irritated, so then I get mad. And then
get mad at and it's a self-perpetuating thing.
Yep. And then just it builds up a lot of steam over nothing.
Oh yeah.
Because I have trouble filtering my mouth when I get irritated.
I'll tell you what, women have just a way of being able to take someone who's mildly cheesed off and make them absolutely fucking furious. Just with a simple like little sentence, you know, like stop swearing.
Sometimes
I got slapped a lot, like when our kid was first born, and I was like, he's not going to remember any of it for like, you know, at least 2 years, right? He's not even going to be able to speak properly for a long time. We're fine. But no, kept getting slap. Watch your language. When I'm driving, watch your language. And I'll be like, stop telling me to, and then we'd have a full-blown argument where I'm swearing my head off and she's still telling me to watch my language. But now I swear very little unless I'm in the company of adults, and she's just constantly blowing off steam with swears left, right and center, which is absolutely funny, in the most horrifying way, because our kids are now swearing. And we have to tweak it. We have to tweak it. We're like, no. Mummy's saying sitting, yeah, parking, yeah. You know, or no. She's talking about the fox, yeah. No, that's a fork. Yeah, try and change the word into something else so that they don't go to preschool and start effing and blinding.
My favorite one that I use nowadays as a parent, because my brother Daz got me started on it, is I used to say the Samuel L. Jackson phrase all the time, but now because my brother got me started on it, whenever we started enforcing the language in front of the kids rule around the house,
Yeah,
he started saying mother trucker, and that's been kind of my go-to. You know, especially like when we're playing shooting games or something like that. Or now it actually is kind of frequent on the live stream, because, you know, like we'll be covering one of the news topics or whatever, and then I'll be like, you know,
you goddamn mother trucker.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and mother trucking Games Workshop.
I love it. The one of the more horrifying things, actually, it's not even a swearing, is the choice of music that gets played on TV sometimes. Sometimes we have Kerrang on the TV, and there's this one band who have a song, I think it's called Cheer Up London, and it literally says, "You're dead already." It's like, "You're dead already, dead already, you're dead already now. Cheer up, London, it's not so bad. Cheer up, London, you're already dead and it's not so bad." And our eldest, on the way to preschool, started singing it full belt straight down the street, and we're like, no, you can't sing that outside. Bad taste. You know, like, people are gonna get offended because the whole COVID thing, and he's still singing it, and we're like, do not sing it at preschool. You know, no.
Or even without the COVID, out of context, you know.
Yeah.
I can see a teacher getting carried away and saying, threatening the other kids. What?
Yeah, or you know, like he's doing this creepy exorcist sort of thing, and he's going, "You're dead already, dead already." I would yeet that child out of my preschool in a heartbeat, out the window. I wouldn't even pick the child up. I would just, you know, boot him out straight out the window.
That's hilarious.
You were pink 2 years ago. Yeah, well, there you go. See, I didn't lie. You did have coloured hair. Kev, you've got a better chance of platting snot than getting a cultist. Depends how stringy that snot is. Oh. Challenge accepted. Hey, Pickle, how you doing? Hope you're well. Hope you're feeling better.
Pickle.
Mr. Pickle's been feeling a bit run down of late. So,
I gave you a bit of a shout out earlier.
Yeah, we did.
Talking about things. You and Kev playing some Sea of Thieves in real life on y'all's YouTube yachts.
Yeah. Firebombing each other and throwing jars of pickle. Flaming jars of pickle. Yes.
So what I took away from that conversation is that he really wants to fire his pickle at Pickle, if you know what I mean.
Yep. I know you keep trying to focus the camera, but it's so funny. So after you'll say something quite a bit offbeat, but then all of a sudden you'll be like, "Oh, I want to refocus." But it's like you're doing this sort of like Shazam sort of thing. Yeah. Oh, spice in my eye. Ah.
You gotta love the autofocus on the C920.
Yeah, I've got a different camera, but I use it for my painting, top-down painting thing, and for the dice rolling. I actually keep the fixed, the manual one, because like it's an old £30 one, but you have to twist the lens, and it's got the lens is quite sunken in onto the camera, and you got only these two little nibs that you have to sort of twist around, and it's very hard to see if you're in focus or not because your thumb is in a way on the screen, so you can't see anything when you're twisting it. But it's perfect once you get the focus right. Move back. It's got a nice little bit of depth on it, so I don't lose too much detail. It's only when I get a bit closer or too far. But it's not. It's got good light balance when you don't tweak it. But this one is the one I normally use. It's a Audison something or other. What is it? AF 640. It's like miles cheaper than the. It's just as good, or just as bad, however you see it. He is playing D&D. Oh, I knew it. How's the game going? Has anyone died yet? And if not, can you please try and make them make really bad decisions so that they join the show faster?
Pickle, you feeling any better today, man? I haven't read the chat today.
Yes, we want to see if you are feeling spicier than usual or if you're still feeling a bit soggy. So I'm just looking for a paint without falling over. That's the paint I wanted. Here we go. Cantar Blue. Yeah, I'm all caught up on the chat. Okay. That's cool. That's a first. Ooh. All right. So, there was one more thing I wanted to talk about actually, and I totally forgot. Talking about kids swearing, it's just derailed me again, as it does.
As you do.
As you do. Oh, that's good. Glad to hear it, Pickle. No, it's gone. I should really write down notes. Yeah, no, you're just going to be seeing me go. I don't know. Anyways, as for painting progress, I've now got my little ghosties past the dry brush phase. Probably can't see that too well because the light sucks at the moment. But yeah, it's just lilac oxide and then dry brush.
It's looking good. It's definitely got that glowing kind of feel.
Yeah, I mean, most of this will get painted something else later on, but for now it looks alright. You could do a whole army like that and just pick out the silver and everything, but I promised myself I will do the painting stuff with the magazines in the style of the magazines so people can get a more physical look at what it should look like. Because surprisingly, most people have fallen behind on the subscription, like everyone does really. Like they just week on week they buy more miniatures and then they're like, oh no, I've got this pile of shame. Whoa, I must be doing the hobby right.
Ooh.
Hey Dicey Guy, how you doing, man? Good to see you.
You
posted on my What's going on here?
I'm terrible at remembering. Dicey guy, Norwegian, Swedish.
I think he's Norwegian.
I think I had it. Yeah, I think I had it right the first time.
Enlo, how you doing?
Why, hello there.
Mm.
And I'm definitely gonna have to check out the Discord because I definitely want to see those schmexy Firehawks.
The Firehawks are lit. Like, pun intended, they are lit.
I bet.
They look really good, actually. I remember seeing them earlier today, and I was like, "Ooh, that's nice."
So I got pretty far tonight myself. Except for this backpack. There's one backpack here. I just need to finish the backpack.
Right.
Other than that, I finished off Corsaro tonight, which I'll toss up
Ooh.
pictures on the Frosted Fist Instagram tonight.
Yes.
And then I got the metallics earlier, like right before the show. I did the shading for the Invictor, and I did the metallics today.
Yeah.
And I usually on my white scars do like the red triangles and stuff like that, but I'm thinking I'm going to leave them off the Invictor since it's kind of a stealth, a freaking giant stealth suit.
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to leave it a little plainer with the black and white, and then just put on, decals and stuff like that. Because even though
sort of like snow camo.
Yeah, it's more kind of the thing. And I know black and white will stand out, like if somebody's in the darkness and all this glowy white armor, it's going to be easy to see. So it's not realistic, but I think leaving the red off is going to be what I do, because aside from the missiles, of course.
Yeah.
Missiles have to be red, right? It's the law.
Of course. You have to see them coming.
But other than that, I think having red on the stealth suit would be like a great big like bullseye. Like, here I am. Like, so I think I'm gonna leave them off this guy. I do like this canopy I got from Shapeways though.
I was gonna say you've got it covered up so it doesn't look like a baby carrier.
Yeah. That was, I know that's everyone's big complaint. And honestly, that was kind of my thought when I first saw the model too. Is I love the model, I love the idea of the model, but like, why wouldn't you have a windshield for your cockpit so you don't get shot in the face?
It's all about reducing the weight of the thing.
Could be.
To make it more stealthy.
But I mean, I heard some people say that well, the Ceramite's supposed to be some of the best armor on a Space Marine you could have, anyways. But
yeah,
I don't know. I just feel better putting a cockpit on it.
Yeah. Did you see? I don't know if you follow Garfi. Garfi Everington. He does a lot of the big scenic photographs of his minis, and he's been doing a few bits and pieces with Games Workshop as well. But he did one a few weeks back of that Invictus thing, all painted up, but he kept the guy in the seat loose, and he made it look like he was ejecting out, and he got everyone to make a meme out of it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And I was like, you know that little viral video that was like, fuck this shit, I'm out.
Oh yeah.
Just fuck this shit, I'm out.
That's awesome. I've seen a really cool one in the Space Wolves 40K group where they took a pair of assault marine legs, that kind of like leaping pose the assault marines have.
Yeah. And
they put that on a Primaris torso and whatnot, and had a guy kind of leaping out of the cockpit with his axe raised,
nice.
Like, drive me closer so I can hit it with my axe,
Yeah, I love it.
That was kind of cool. And then, of course, I liked what Spud did, where he's got his guy, the cockpit up and open, and his guy's like out, taking an objective or something.
That's great. Yeah, no, it leaves more room for imagination, I think.
Yeah, a little bit of storytelling.
Yes, definitely. And like, I don't know, I think it's a nice difference. And to be fair, I mean, we had baby carriers already, like originally from Sisters of Battle, and then the Grey Knights, they had them as well. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that the Primaris Marines would have them incorporated at some point.
Sure.
And a lot of people will complain, oh, how can something so chunky be stealthy? And well, you have stealth aircraft. they're bigger.
Sure.
It's all about the technology rather than the fact that it's going around stomping around and it's this big massive machine that you can see with your eyeballs. You know, like, surely it would have the tech to be able to screw with sensors, heat sensors and all that sort of thing, so you wouldn't be able to see it unless you had eyeballs on it.
Yeah.
And that's I guess that's the whole point, is that it's the 41st millennium. Anything can work how you want it to work.
Oh, yeah. And listening to a lot of the 30K books, they have the technology to make, you know, like screens around something where you can't see it until you're right up on top of it, you know?
Yeah. But
yeah, so
in a lot of respects, 30K tech is far superior than 40K tech.
Sure.
And it's only sort of starting to level out a bit with the newer stuff, you know, like the grab tanks and everything. I mean, you couldn't even have jet bikes for the longest time. You had the jet bike rule, but it was just a case of your bike went faster. You know, that was it. Like, your bike still had wheels. But in 30K, everyone's got hover bikes. And it's just like, what happened to those? So, yeah.
And I mean, we all play a fantasy game for at least a little bit of suspension of belief, right? So I feel like when you're reading about, you know, books that have psychic wizards and, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah. Space witches and elves and orcs in space.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, people arguing realism is a moot point, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just my opinion, though, of course. You know.
So Dicey Guy says he's an idiot, then he's a Norwegian, but at least he's not Swede. I think that's fighting talk there. Ooh.
You know, and I thought the first one was correct. I thought Norwegian was correct. I apologize if Swedish, even throwing that out as an idea, was offensive.
But yeah, no, I'm you know, I get the same feeling in the fantasy groups as well, when you get people complaining, oh, how does a skeleton blow a horn? He's got no lips, and you're just like, it's a walking skeleton. and you're the thing that you're complaining about is the fact that it doesn't have lungs and lips to blow a horn. I mean, you got dragons, you got goblins, you got magic, you got literally realms of fire or trees of metal just everywhere. You got crazy nonsense going on. You got literal gods walking the realms, and you're hung up on a skelly going doot doot.
Exactly. One of my friends will call that out about some details of stuff like that, and he's like, well, I mean, at some point you've got to have more of an explanation than just magic for anything. But I'm like, but that's what magic literally is. It's some force beyond your comprehension.
Exactly.
Like, so don't put too much thought into it.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, how do skeletons blow horns? Magic. Oh, okay. How does an orc make things work without it actually working? Magic. How does this TV work? Magic. It's just an easy go-to, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, if your kid turns around and goes, Daddy, how does a car work? Magic. Save your time. Alright, so we've now hit the 2-hour mark. I think I'm gonna call it there. But that's not because I want to. I have to. But I've been loving every second of this show with you, mate. I've had a right laugh, and I'm sure everyone in the chat has enjoyed having you here as well. So I'm going to let you have the stand for a moment. If you want to promote yourself and throw out some shout outs and whatever, just go for it, mate.
Right on. First of all, it's been such a great time hanging out with you, brother. We definitely got to hang out more often for sure. Guys, of course, before I do my spiel, please make sure that you are subscribed here to the Hobby Corner. And if you like tonight's content, make sure that you grab up an axe and smash that like button in the name of the Emperor. If you're watching in the archive,
he said it.
If you're watching from the archives, drop Kev some comments below and let him know that you enjoyed the show tonight. And of course, you can find me over at the Instagram or the YouTube channel, Frost and Fists. And of course, hopefully, I'm definitely looking forward to doing something more with Kev in the future. Why, hello there.
You're making it sound like we've got something planned. Wait, did I ruin the magic? Ignore it, chat.
Stop peeking behind these curtains.
Well, thank you very much. And yeah, likewise, I'm gonna say that in reverse, kind of. So before I do my spiel, make sure that you hop over to the Frosts and Fists channel and subscribe. Make sure that you check out their awesome videos and make sure you hit the like, let comments flow, and share the love. Also, it's very important that you do hit that bell icon and you select all, because you know, if you just click subscribe, it automatically goes personalized and you can miss out on some fantastic content. So it's well worth making sure that you just that 1 extra seconds to make sure that you get everything. And yeah, check them out every Friday night, 8:30 p.m. Central Time, right?
8:30 Central Time. Yep.
Yeah, 8:30 Central Time, which is 2:30 GMT in the morning. So but you know what? Like, if you're not sleeping, or you've been out for the night and you just want to wind down, or if you want something to watch in the morning with your coffee and toast, then, you know, like I do, then it's well worth tuning in. As always, you can find us amongst the amazing growing network that is the Chilling Wargamers network. So again, there are links in the description for that. And if you want to follow my socials, or if you want to donate to the cause and help this channel grow, there'll be a Linktree link down in the description as well, where you can, you know, choose how you want to support the channel. But by far the best way to do it will be to hit that. Well, I mean, yeah, go to Teespring, get yourself a sexy t-shirt, yeah, and definitely go to the Frost and Fist merch as well and get that sexy t-shirt as well, which I am definitely going to be getting at the end of the month, because I got some pennies squirreled away now, so I can get myself a nice sexy Frost and Fist t-shirt. Also, yeah, the best way, of course, is always hit that link to Element Games, where you can get yourself some massive discounts on stuff. It doesn't cost you anything extra to hit that link, and at the same time, I get a little kickback, so it helps support my channel and gets you all the hobby supplies that you need. And I think
it's plastic crack. We all know y'all gonna order some hobby stuff anyways. Exactly. So might as well support the channel. Why are you gonna buy what you're already gonna buy?
Exactly. Hey y'all, if you want to hit that link, you get yourself some sweet supplies. It's so bad. I just went all over the place then, and I don't know. It's hard for me to have a fixed accent on anything, really. Like, that's why I try not to. So yeah, I think that's it. I think we're done. You've said about grabbing oxes and smashing things with heavy cattle, so I think we're gonna leave it there. So, oh, Dicey Guy's got one. Nice. He's got a Frost and Fist t-shirt. Very nice.
He, I think, was our first ever winner of one of our first t-shirts when we did a Frost versus Fist t-shirt, and he won the Fist t-shirt.
Nice.
So, mad respect.
Mad respect for that. All right. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining in and being awesome in the chat. And we will see you when we see you. So,
I got one.
Oh,
whenever you're backed into a corner, always stop and get your hobby off.
Oh, and whenever you're feeling a little frosty, Just remember about the fist.
Oh my god. Yeah, whenever you're feeling a little frigid, you know, the fist will get you in the mood. What?
That one broke.
Nailed it.
I'm done. Oh, pleasure, brother. All right, big love, everyone. Big love. Oh my god. Oh, you've broken me. We're post-credit stuff, so they can still hear us, but they can't see us. But so you know.
Oh, you nailed it, my brother. You nailed it.
Hey, it was a good show, man. Oh, thank you for being here. Loved it.
Great show. I had a blast, man.
God, you know what? I'm gonna stalk your show so hard now until I feature on it.
You are definitely. I think I want to get, and of course, whether or not I can get Pickle on always depends on whether or not our weekend is the weekend he's got his kiddo over. But definitely also want to get you on the show as soon as possible as well.
Oh, you heard that, chat? Yeah, let's see. I caught it on audio now. That's it.